What's up, everybody? How's it going? How is the Angry Ginger Army today? It's halfway through the week. It's Wednesday. We're almost there. I had a short week because I didn't work Monday. This feels so good. Kind of feel like if I could do this every week, that'd be pretty amazing. 4-day work week, guys. That's where it's at. 4-day work week. I tried that at the beginning of the year. Was it this year? No, it wasn't this year. I tried it at the beginning. Jesus Christ, time goes by so fast. I tried it at the beginning of last year. And I did it to help save money for the business in the hopes to make sure that other employees got more hours. Because as a manager, obviously, I make a little more money than my employees. And I figured like I could give more hours out to employees if I skipped a day. It was great. But I can't afford that shit. And within like a month and a half, I was like, okay, so I hope things are going better because I need to come back to work. Like 5 days, every day, all day. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I almost didn't make it because when I just got home, I got home a little bit late today and I was messing around with my other channel, my Angry Ginger Clips channel. And this is what I was thinking. You know how everybody makes like a 4 ways to grow your YouTube channel video? Those videos do well. I think I should make a video called 4 ways to grow your YouTube channel using the anger, hate, and vitriol of MAGA supporters. Because that's what I do. I just post a little like clip of the live stream with a bit of a rage bait title. And for some reason, all new channels that are political get all of these like bottom of the barrel Trump supporter people that want to watch it and comment on it. And so it's like you just rage bait the MAGA people. They drop like, I shit you not, like 100 angry comments on your video. You drop a couple responses on there. They come back. They drop a couple responses. Next thing you know, you get 200 comments and 1,000, 1,500 views. And your subs are going up because it's getting shown to people. And then you tell them. What you do is you tell them. You say, thanks, guys. You guys are the most aggressively gullible people I've ever met in my life. And I'm so glad that you comment and engage with my videos because your tears literally fuel the algorithm for my videos. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here and being you because you're helping this channel grow. And I don't think it's fair that only Donald Trump gets to grift off of you. I think I should get to too. And that leads to more comments. And then what you do is once you get them all like rage baited and super fucking upset and they're like telling you about how you don't know what a woman is, brother. They all say the same thing. It's NPC shit. It's bot shit. So you get them all worked up and then you just start, what you do is you do hide from channel. Not block. You don't get rid of it. You hide from channel. So that way they're still there, still commenting. No one can see them. It's some of the most fun you ever have in your life, and you're growing your channel. I feel like this could be a fucking great video to make. A great video. 4 ways to have a good time and grow your YouTube channel at the same time using Trump supporters' rage and anger and angst. It's fucking amazing. It is. It's a really good time. Anyways, I see you guys. Why are you guys saying drink? It's not drink time yet. Is my mic not working? Don't do it, Mike. Don't say things like that, Mike. He's trolling me. All right, who's here? Nina! Nina's #1! Nina #1! Okay, that was in an Asian accent. Don't cancel me. That was just... I went full Ichiro. I'm sorry. The bald white head isn't good for doing that kind of shit. Let me tell you that right now. All right? What up, Progressively? What's up, Whoa, Mike? Troy Scott? Oh, you guys are bosom buddies now. You guys are one right after the other. That's right. What's up, MAGA Mew Mama? What's up, Mama? Cajun! What's going on, Cajun? What's up, Kay? Thank you for coming back after my wild night of making fun of Hasanabi. I appreciate you for that. And I appreciate you for being the better person. Cajun, is AG going to stream every night? This is 3 in a row. Not every night. And I do need to probably chill a little bit out on the streaming because I do have shit I need to get done. So probably going to take like Thursday, Friday off this week. And then we'll get back to it probably Saturday. But yeah, we're trying to stream as much as possible. Be out there talking that shit, making sure people hear about it. Bandit over on Twitch. Thank you for being over there on Twitch, Bandit. I appreciate that. Not a lot of people over there on Twitch. Not very often, at least. Bucket! What's up, Bucket? Let's see. Who else is here today? When is Trump signing the executive order for 4-day work weeks? Dude, we'll be lucky if Trump doesn't sign a fucking work order for 6-day work weeks. Dan Steely! No tax on overtime. Fuck, that's not coming either. I will end all the wars in 24 hours. Oh, man. And all we got, guys?
I love Tesla.
That's all we got, okay? What's up, Lynn? What's going on, Lynn? What's up, Drew Dragon? What's happening? Who else we got? Just me and Restream Bot over there on Twitch. I'm sorry, Bandit. You're doing the Lord's work, okay? You're a good person for being over there and not being a troll Trump supporter. Generally, I mean, you will have company soon. I'm really sorry, but it'll be mostly just troll Trump supporters. I'm really, really sorry for that. Let's see. James Freeland. What's up, James? What's going on? Pinkerbell. What's up, Pinkerbell? Robert. What's up, Robert? Silent Siren. Oh, you guys better behave. The mods are in the house. You guys better behave. That's all I've got to say. Also, shout out Restream Bot. Good job, Restream Bot. Mouselander. Okay, you got a good one. Look, you got a buddy now. You got Mouselander. Mouselander's a good person. Mouselander's dope. Okay? Bandit and Mouselander. You guys will defend the Twitch stream. Thank you. All right. Thank you for being over on Twitch, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Oz. What's up, Oz? What's going on? Let's talk about what we got. Oh, I don't have a button for the... Ah, shit. Okay, hold on.
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or in some other way.
Exactly. Okay. It's not that one. It's that one. Okay. Because I don't have my game up. We're not distracted tonight. We were paying full attention. Full attention, guys. All right, what do we got tonight? Tonight we got Krystal Ball. Kyle Kulinski looking like a proud husband. Also, guys, don't hate me, but my YouTube Premium is not working, so we're gonna have some ads tonight, and there's probably gonna be a lot of bad ads because I haven't seen ads in a long time. But we got Kyle Kulinski looking like a proud husband over there. Says his video says Krystal Ball verbally beheads Bill Maher to his face. That sounds really hard to do. Sounds hard to do, but also possible. We've got Kristi Noem getting called out about the Marjorie Taylor Greene, or I'm sorry, the Abreu Garcia claim, and Marjorie Taylor Greene getting really upset about that. We've got Kristi Noem getting asked about the pitcher. Haven't seen either one of these. Been at work all day, guys, so don't spoil it. No spoilers. No spoilers. Okay. We've got some of the biggest MAGA grifters getting called out and being called traitors for calling out Trump for his accepting of the bribe, I believe is what it is. Then you've got Trump wants a third term. We all know it's a joke until it's not a joke when it comes to Donald Trump. So this is Legal Eagle, who I trust, the only lawyer I trust. Him and those two guys that tell you that when you get pulled over, the first thing you need to do is STFU, okay? And then we got, as a bonus video, the one I wanted to watch more than anything. I don't watch Piers Morgan. I refuse to watch Piers Morgan. But Kanye West on Piers Morgan is definitely worth a watch. So we're going to watch Kanye West apparently get mad at Piers Morgan and walk out. We might even start with that, to be honest with you. I think that's probably where we should start. That's a good video to start with. God, this is going to be good. No spoilers, guys. No spoilers. Trouble with glitches. Didn't I say that? Exactly, Bandit. He's like, you guys remember? I
And then I
said,
said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way.
and then it was like that.
I love Tesla.
Yeah. You only trust the legal as fuck. Good job, Christina. What's up, Christina? Oh, man. Thanks for the memberships, Troy. 5 memberships. Michael McCall, if you got one, Michael. Michael got one. Good job, Michael. And Nina Turner's pet dragon as well. I like dragons. Big fan. All right. Thank you for that, Troy. I appreciate you so much for that. All right. Let's watch some videos. Let's get started. Let's see what's going on. And what's up, Jeannie? What's going on, Jeannie? Good job, Lynn.
I love Tesla.
It's never getting old, Oz. It's never getting old. Oh man. Let's watch this. Let's start with Kanye West and Piers Morgan. Okay? Because we gotta get that. If we don't get this one in, I'm gonna be sad by the end. There's a couple videos that we gotta get in. We gotta get this one in. We got to get the Marjorie Taylor Greene video in, and we got to get the Crystal Ball video in. Like, those are the ones. Those are for tonight. If we don't get those in, I'm going to be a sad panda. Sexual harassment panda. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Got to get a soundboard with sexual harassment panda on it. That's going to have to happen. Sexual harassment panda. oh, that's going to be good. I just need a day. I need a day to make soundboard stuff. I need more time, guys. There's not enough hours in the day. I wake up at fucking 5 in the morning. Actually, I wake up at 3 in the morning. Then I can't sleep. Then I get up and lift weights at 5 in the morning. And then I go to work. And then I come home. And then I stream. And then I go up and eat dinner. Then I go to bed and sleep for like 4 hours. So that's currently the schedule. It's not going great, actually. Not going great at all. Tired! What's happening, Tired? Oral arguments tomorrow at 10 a.m. on legal Supreme Court. Yeah, I saw that birthright citizenship. Here we go. Dude, it's gonna be crazy. All right, so let's watch Piers Morgan attempt to talk to Kanye West. This should be something. I'm not sure what, but it should be something.
2 years ago, I interviewed Kanye West on Uncensored after he'd made global headlines for anti-Semitic outbursts. Most outrageously, he tweeted that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It was a heated interview. It was a long interview. I held him to account. I told him his remarks were offensive.
Did you, though? I bet he didn't. I bet if we watched it, no, he didn't.
He caused many people a lot of pain.
Many people scare you.
And he gave me some back, of course. He called me a Karen. Fair enough, I can take it. At least we had a mostly grown-up conversation. These constant tirades, against Jewish people.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Have you
don't
felt
say
my
things
pain
like
yet?
that.
You haven't felt my pain.
You
don't want to feel my pain.
No, hang
you don't
on.
hold la. You don't hold accountability.
Look at Piers Morgan. He's like, I held him accountable. Piers Morgan's idea of holding a person accountable is like, I strongly suggested that they should think about the things that they said.
To my pain. You're being a Karen.
Do you believe that you have any form of mental illness?
I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I believe that I suffered
Man, he's been tired for a long time then.
from exhaustion. I suffered from being lied to constantly by the people around me, by my management, by my ex-wife.
Do you still love Kim?
Kim Jong-un?
I absolutely
Hold on.
I love Tesla.
I'll love her for life.
That interview lasted 2 hours.
I'm being a Karen?
We covered a lot of ground. There were moments of tension
Oh,
and
he's
moments, I think, of
tired.
mutual understanding. Yeah, he got up and walked off at one point, but he had to think about what he wanted to say, and then he came back and he said it.
And we'll have the top lawyers like a Johnny Cochran, Robert
Well, at least
Kardashian
you
level
told somebody
legal team.
tired.
You know,
At least they know
looking
now.
at all of these contracts together After that moment happens, then
You know, watching Kanye just isn't the same without Kanye wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood. It's not the same anymore. It doesn't feel like the real honest Kanye.
I will say, I'm sorry.
Okay, if that's your position, that's clear.
Interview adjourned.
Guys, just so you know, that was him holding Kanye accountable. That was Piers Morgan's idea of holding a person accountable for saying things like he's going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. That was a strongly worded interview that held Kanye so accountable that later he went on to put on a Ku Klux Klan hood and release a song about Shitler. Yeah. Doing a good job out there, Piers. Really, really solving the world's problems. No shit, tired. Oh my god.
Thanks
that
for sitting
doesn't
back
surprise
down.
me.
I'll change the subject now. Obviously, I've no idea what's going on in this guy's head, and he's unquestionably a genius.
Hold on. Why does Piers Morgan look so goddamn frazzled? Why does it look like Piers Morgan wrestled a fucking bear this morning? Are you okay, Piers? That's what it looks like. That's how tough it is right now to defend everything Donald Trump does. It is so hard to defend all the dumbassery of Donald Trump that's what you look like eventually. You just look like it looks like he's having the worst case of allergies of all time. His hair's all messed up. His shirt's wrinkly. He does not look okay, guys. Somebody check in on Piers Morgan, guys. Somebody check in on him.
Obviously, I've no idea what's going on in this guy's head, and he's unquestionably a genius artist with a global fan base and massive talent. He's lived most of his life under the microscope of intense fame, and that pressure alone can make people behave very oddly. Back then, I was trying to understand if Ye had any regret or remorse for what could have been a relatively isolated incident or some kind of episode. I wanted to know if he understood there are consequences for his words and whether he was genuinely a racist. What we now know is just the tip of the iceberg. As far as the watching public is concerned, Ye has spiraled in both his personal life and his business life. Most recently, he's taken to posting endless, outrageous anti-Semitic slurs on X. He frequently professes his great love.
Good thing that you can do that on X. You know, that place, Elon Musk, totally isn't anti-Semitic. He's really speaks out harshly against those anti-Semites on X. And no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't actually.
For Adolf Hitler. He poses in swastikas.
There it is. There it is.
It's like legalized comedy.
Yeah, brother.
It's like legalized comedy.
Yeah. Now there's a Kanye I know. That's the Kanye I know right there.
KKK costumes. He says things like Jews were better as slaves and they should be
that's
whipped.
A good thing, tired.
We all know this because X has allowed him to carry on doing it to his 33 million followers. I've argued for a long time his account should be shut down. It should be stopped. That's my opinion. I believe passionately in free speech and I detest censorship because I believe in the importance of sharing honestly held opinions in a democracy. But posting endless, vile...
It's kind of rich of Piers Morgan to kind of call out people for rage baiting, isn't it? Isn't that literally what Piers Morgan's whole show is centered around? Isn't it just he rage baits people to get into fights and then gets them to say messed up stuff? Isn't that why he has Kanye West and Sneeko on his show right now? This is what I'm saying. When we talk about MAGA and we talk about hypocrisy, and we talk about, this idea where people will say things like, the tolerant left. What happened to the tolerant left? I thought you guys were so much better. Now you're calling people names, calling people Governor Hot Wheels. If you look at my Angry Ginger Live Clips channel, it's nothing but MAGA people crying about being called names. It's like every single comment is someone crying about me calling them names after they call liberals, libtards, and cucks, and idiots, and communists, and like every fucking insult under the sun. And then I call them morons, and they're like, hey, how dare you? It's like the same thing. Isn't Piers Morgan the reason like people like Kanye West exist and are successful? I mean, is he not like the catalyst for this type of shit? It seems
anti-Semitic
rich.
insults, encouraging violence against Jewish people in these unhinged tirades on a privately owned platform has got nothing to do with free speech. I invited him back onto Uncensored because at least on my show, I can call him out for what he's been doing and put myself in between the 33 million followers who see his post without any challenge whatsoever. Our producer
is that real?
Spotted that he was in Spain with his friend Sneeko, and we invited both of them on for an interview. They very quickly agreed, and Sneeko spent several days talking about it. But they mucked us around, a significant expense, both in time and money, to me, my crew in Spain, and my team here in London. More importantly...
okay, stop yapping, Piers. Stop yapping. Let's get on to the good stuff.
He didn't turn up.
Look, nobody's here to hear you talk.
Yesterday. And said wanted to do it today. Well, it seemed to me then it might all just be
Hold on. Dan. Abbott refuses to stand up for America. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. See, this is why you guys are my subscribers. Oh, yeah, that feels good. The burn. Ah, yes, the burn. This is why you guys are my subscribers. I fucking love you guys. I love you guys. My favorite Governor Abbott burn is they call him Adolf Hitler. In my neighborhood, he's known as Adolf Hitler. I was like, oh, yes. Yes, King.
But I went ahead and said, okay, I'll have another go today.
Oh.
Ye told Sneeko not to be offended if he stormed off very shortly before today's interview started. You can judge for yourself how it went and whether Ye has any respect or, frankly, any marbles. I'm not a shrink. But if you're so delusional or fragile, you don't expect a journalist to ask you questions about your publicly stated love of Hitler, you should probably talk to somebody other than me. What followed, frankly, was a farce.
I'm getting you multi-tracks right now.
Dude, he's crazy. What do you expect?
I'm about to step in this interview, but I can hop back on in about...
We live in this like crazy world where people watch Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was asked about Alcatraz, right? They're like, what's up with Alcatraz? Why do you want to reopen Alcatraz? He's like, it's a piece of our history. You know, it's notorious. It's notorious for what it's notorious for. Like, that's not a hard one. Okay? You could just be like, it was a nasty prison where bad people were. Those are like easy Donald Trump words. You know he's losing his shit. When they asked him about the Declaration of Independence, and they're like, what does that mean to you? And he was like, well, it's a declaration of independence. Oh, what does that stand for? Unity and love. Now, you could convince me that Donald Trump actually doesn't know what the Declaration of Independence was. But I'm also going to throw it out there, but that it sounded like he didn't know at that moment what it was. And he was making shit up. Because if anything, the Declaration of Independence was articles of divorce. If anything. Okay? But why have we entered this age of watching people lose their goddamn mind where you can 100% tell that they are batshit crazy, and we are just expected to sit here and be like, no, it's so surprising. It's so surprising that this person that is losing their goddamn mind said that. Wow, I didn't see that coming. Kanye West wore a Ku Klux Klan robe in a weird interview in a dimly lit apartment with a dude who was accused of grooming a 14-year-old. No matter what Kanye West says in this interview, and I have not pre-watched, okay? I have not pre-watched. Whatever Kanye West says here, is not going to surprise me, guys. I'm just going to, well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, here we go. You guys ready for this? All right.
Whenever it's done. That nuance right there, it's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I
with all
put out.
due respect,
so many-
again, what,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
We have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. You know, this is going to be laughed at by many people. It's
What's,
not what I
what's
expected, but
entertaining?
that was funny.
Ye West is rarely out of the headlines at the moment. It's fair to
I
say
don't
the
know if you guys
headlines
know
are
Sneeko
equally
is,
rarely
but
positive.
yeah,
The rapper, producer,
wow.
and fashion designer is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneeko. And both Sneeko and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I need to see Sneeko bobbing his head to the Shitler track. I need that. I think somebody's gonna need to find that video and post that in Discord for me, because I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike from Kanye. But I do need to see Sneeko bobbing away to a song about a dude that literally would have murdered him. Are they near Alcatraz? Is that Alcatraz in the background? It's in the news, just so you guys know. It's very important right now. It's notorious for being notorious.
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we
okay.
just call you Ye, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, look,
Okay.
when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this.
Why does Sneeko look like he's trying to be in the CIA?
How would you say...
Look at Sneeko. Sneeko thinks he's in the Secret Service or some shit. And Kanye has already, ADHD has kicked in. Kanye has pulled out his phone like 2 seconds into the interview.
your life is at the moment?
Oregon Coast?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah.
Is that Alcatraz? Yeah. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Hold on.
No, he's a sex offender with a record. When he moved to Hollywood, he had to go door to door to tell everyone he was a pedorass.
Yeah.
Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion,
This is what
man.
it's reminding me of right now. This is just like your opinion, man. How
Judge me by
high
the
is
view.
he?
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use
No,
of...
but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked,
Oh, the banks,
you know,
the Jews.
by
Here it comes. Here it
the
comes.
banks. That's the best way to.
Dude, he wants to save the Jewish people so bad. And we know who he's talking about when he says that there are so many people out there that have been attacked by the banks. He means this guy.
It's like legalized comedy.
That's who he means.
Put it being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view.
Oh my
is,
God.
You know, that's the win.
You got a text from
So I
Jesse
think
Waters.
I'm
Don't
in
cross
contrast
your
to your
legs,
contrast.
dude. Oh.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X.
What up,
You've
Jay?
got 32 million followers. So you're one of the
What's up,
most
Kelly?
followed people.
See, wait. Now look
it's
right now.
Spain.
You're not gonna
Okay.
take inches off my dick, bro. Like,
I love Tesla.
It's like legalized comedy.
What the fuck does that mean? Hold on, we're going back.
how many followers take
Follow people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't.
Look at Sneeko. Sneeko is such a fucking bootlicker, dog. Holy shit. Ah, Sneeko, you've fallen so far, bud. Well, not really, actually. It was like 2 steps. He wasn't exactly that high up there.
Don't help them out. You know they.
I'm told it's
do whatever you
33
want,
million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub.
Oh my God.
My first wife was targeted. She's a pilot now.
I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was...
Okay, hold on, Kanye. I'm gonna guess that Piers Morgan wasn't bumping through the wire at his wedding. I'm just throwing it out there. Look, I've said it before, guys. College Dropout, great record. Kanye, before he went insane, produced 2 very good CDs. Great records. Used to listen to them all the time. But even with that being said, guys, I'm going to guess that Piers Morgan has never bumped any Kanye West, unless it's a Shitler song, at his wedding. Okay?
was born. You take somebody that's living like a Lennon,
funerals,
a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just like that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in
Kanye putting out a lot of love nowadays. Putting out a lot of love.
What are you, with all due respect,
so many,
what are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's dirty. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
Literally, you said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
It's like legalized comedy.
Where's he gone, Sneeko?
Yeah, that's it for Ye.
Oh, fuck me. Oh my God, that was great. Oh shit. I love the straight face. That's it for Ye. Oh, let's get it one more time. Oh, that was amazing. One more time, guys. Oh God, that was great. That was great.
Where's he gone, Sneeko?
Yeah, that's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
It's like
I think
legalized
he's
comedy.
going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he's upset about the...
Oh man.
Lady, I got buddies who died face down in the muck so that you and I can enjoy this family restaurant.
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wondered what the point of this exercise was.
Did he say life is a video game?
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. I mean, life is a video game, is it?
Is that like some deep wisdom from Sneeko? Life is a video game? Oh, fuck, we're so cooked.
No, I just wondered what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that.
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
It's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. You know his name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting
What's
those
happening,
two
Kevin
things,
Anderson?
under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday.
Oh,
But,
fuck.
I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter.
I'm gonna be honest. The funnier part of the interview is Sneeko. Like, the Kanye West shit was just kind of sad, but the Sneeko portion much better. This is way funnier.
Following count wrong by 1
Christ.
million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
It's like legalized comedy.
will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine.
This is Piers right
The whole
now.
world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well, regardless if it was wasted. We have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be laughed at by many people.
It's
What's
being laughed at by me
entertaining?
right now.
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah?
Awkward silence.
Out of interest,
He was
what,
objective.
out of interest, what do you do with him?
Oh!
I'm working on several.
I thought he was going to say butt stuff, but okay. I thought it was going to be butt stuff, but
What do you do
Whatever.
with him?
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming
Oh,
out
maybe
here.
it is butt
I'm
stuff.
editing, and I work on things behind the scenes. Some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me
and
ask
also work on my
you
own
the
too, and
questions
I'm-
I would have asked him.
he said inspiration for art. Oh my God, Sneeko is definitely not an artist, guys. Definitely not an artist, guys.
So,
oh my God,
out of
this is
interest, what is with
amazing.
his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going
all
to
over
answer
social
questions on
media?
his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to
I
because
can't
he's
answer
not
questions on
there.
his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that? What's that?
He's not there. He literally is dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that out of interest?
Well, I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while
I'm
he's not
asking
here.
you.
I
Why,
find
I'm
that
asking you
inappropriate.
why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world
not asking you
believes
about
is
him,
now a
dog.
rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not-
Dude, Sneeko with the sweet burn. Nice job, Sneeko. I said that at the beginning, Sneeko. You're totally right, bud. I'm with Sneeko on this one.
like I'm the only one complicit.
Sneeko, Talia is one of these guys that, he's like a really, 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 really poor man's Kai Cenat or I Show Speed. Like, if you tried to buy like an I Show Speed or Kai Cenat off the internet, and that's not racist, guys, first of all right? Off of Wish, if you're trying to get yourself a Kai Cenat off Wish, they would send you a Sneeko. So he's a YouTube content creator that got famous for red pill dumb shit content. He's like a fake Muslim. He's done the whole fake Muslim. He's claimed he's Muslim. People have pointed out how nothing he does has anything to do with the Muslim faith. It's all just for YouTube. He's a cringe YouTuber, right? He's a slop tuber. we learned the term slop tuber yesterday, and now we're gonna slop that shit on everywhere, regardless of whether or not it's okay. I also found out I might be a slop tuber. We're just going to call him a slop tuber.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules.
There's no rules,
and yet
dude.
he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it. Whereas
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Exactly.
millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offences. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. These are good questions. I think I just answered half
We
of
haven't
that
answered
one.
the question, have you?
But I mean, if I did. You said, "What are you doing out here?" And I said, "I'm doing films and I'm recording behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his
Have you
vision."
been helping him with the track?
He's like, just fucking say it. Just say, I'm grifting, dog. All right? This is easy money, Piers. You know what it's like. Just call him out, Sneeko. Be like, I'm doing the same thing you're doing, Piers. I'm riding these coattails, brother. This is good money. Do you know how dumb people are right now? Even I can be successful, just like you, Piers. God, this is amazing to watch Piers Morgan attempt to call out another grifter. This is grifter on grifter violence. This is amazing. This is what we're here for, guys. What up, Manny?
Hitler.
Manny, explain to him who Sneeko
No, I don't.
is.
I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got
if you
the
know
size of his
everything
dick
about
wrong.
what he's
Is
tweeting,
that what you say?
well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Be so pathetic, Sneeko. Honestly, what you're trying to do is...
Hold on. Did he just call Sneeko pathetic?
Else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneeko.
Oh, don't be
Honestly,
so
what you're trying to
pathetic.
do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneeko. And I'm just
There you
curious how you, Sneeko, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You
now
asked that question a
with
few
somebody
times,
who
and I
seems
mean, I
to
can ask you the same
worship...
thing.
Bruh, he faked being a Muslim. This is not beyond him, okay? There is no bar too low for Sneeko to limbo under for those dollars, dog, okay? He's going right under that shit.
Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship
There you
God.
go, Manny.
There's a
Manny's
he
got it.
worships
pathetic
Adolf
that I'm
Hitler.
here promoting this. We could talk about how
He
pathetic it
worships
is that
Adolf Hitler.
you were essentially working
Yeah,
for Israel up
well,
until a couple months
that's
ago.
just
and
like,
voting
When was I
against,
working for
like,
Israel?
genocide
Your
and not pushing
opinion,
back.
man.
When was I
If that's
working for
pathetic
Israel?
if it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist, you think
Well,
that's
he
pathetic,
certainly was.
You point the finger
He
at you and
certainly
say it's
was a
pathetic
great.
as well.
He was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion,
This
man.
is all Sneeko should do the whole time. Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Embraces Nazism,
Oh,
uses
fuck.
swastikas,
I'm pretty sure he
slogans
says he loves
to
everyone.
sell his
I'm not
merchandise,
gonna speak
and
for
has a
him,
new
but-
record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently
The
see
song is
him
not. I mean,
as one of the
everything you're
world's
saying
great
in this question
artists.
is incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't see
Everything
him.
you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry.
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one, and two. He says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody. But
Right,
this
so
could
when he
be-
says,
just-
let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can.
Look at him laugh. What the fuck? He's laughing while he reads this shit.
Lady, I got buddies who died face down in the muck so that you and I can enjoy this family restaurant.
Look, watch him laugh. Holy shit.
To your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as
What the fuck?
close as you can. Whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneeko?
Dude, yeah, tell ya. Sneeko better be fucking careful. Stephen Miller gets a hold of this clip. He's getting deported, dude. You the wrong color to be laughing right now, Sneeko, because Stephen Miller is watching. Shit, I'm too dark to be laughing at this shit right now. Like, he's gonna see all these freckles and he's gonna be like close enough to deport his ass.
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip
You think
anybody.
it's funny,
I
do
don't,
you? Whipping
condone
Jews?
slavery.
Using Jews as slaves? You think
I
that's
think
funny?
the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the
also
humor?
to
I'm
remove
missing,
any sense of humor
I'm missing
from
the
that is
humor. What's the
ridiculous.
humor?
I mean, do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you,
Let's
about
hear
whipping
it.
Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet, that's a joke.
He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
But what
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have? You
greatest
set
living
this
artist
thing.
right now,
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left, so you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
accountable. What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask
coward
questions
too.
if you have questions for me.
Give him this one, Pierce. Give him this one.
I'll take it away from you and stick it up your ass and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
There you go. That's what you need to do right now, Pierce. Pull that one on him, buddy.
Then I'll feel
You
free
know
to
what? Stand up more.
accountable.
Oh, this is
what do you
good
want to
stuff
hold me
right
accountable?
here.
If you
Try to
don't
get
want
me
to
banned
answer
on Twitter?
questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask
coward
questions.
too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel
You
free
know
to
what?
answer
Here's my
those.
question
But
for
just
you.
when it comes to Ye,
Why is your mate Ye?
is this
such
whole
a-
thing going to be interrupting, or
Why is your mate
this whole
Ye-
thing just
why-
going to be
look,
interrupting?
mate,
Or do you want me to speak
look,
at all?
You're sounding like.
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Andrew Tate light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay?
Thank you,
Doesn't
Susie.
work with me.
Thanks for being here for 1
okay?
month.
You
Susie.
set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay,
that you're
your
pulling
team asked
with
me to
your
do
mate
this.
Ye.
If you want to be
But given that
Netanyahu
you-
light on TV,
but given you want to, given
if you want to
want
be Dave
you think it's
Portnoy
all
with the
funny,
suit,
it's fine.
then
Dave
sure. If you want
Portnoy
to
with
do
the
ad hominem
suit.
attacks, then why invite someone on your show? I set this up
ad
because your team
hominem,
asked me
he
to do it.
says.
I did
Yeah.
everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer
Yeah,
those.
here's
If you
my
want to
question.
keep doing
Why did
insults,
your-
there's no point in me being here.
Why did Ye stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
Really?
thank you for
Even though
having
you
me. If
set
would
up
like
the
to talk
interview with
one-on-one
him.
another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank
tell
you.
him from me he's a sniveling little coward. And he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper.
It's like
That's what I would have asked
legalized
him
comedy.
if he had the balls to sit there and take the questions. And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck
I love Tesla.
to you, Sneeko. Everyone can see you for what you are.
I love Tesla.
Oh, it's so rich. I mean, yeah, should Sneeko be called out for hanging out with Kanye West? Of fucking course. But Piers Morgan loves Donald Trump.
China.
China!
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or in some other way.
Yeah. Piers Morgan loves Donald Trump. A man who is literally deporting people with no due process because of their political beliefs. You know, what is it? If you live in glass houses, don't throw stones, dog. I mean, for me, myself, this is a fun time. This is great. It's like watching two people you really don't like get into a UFC ring and just absolutely beat the dog shit out of each other. Like, neither person wins. Like, both people leave with fractured orbital bones and fractured jaws. Like, this is good for us. But man, is that the pot calling the kettle black. Holy Jesus. That was amazing. That was amazing. Sneeko is a biatch. He cries when we roast, fry, and fricassee his ass online. He can't even take the heat. Exactly, Manny. Those of us that know, now sneak off. Sneak on? Sneak off. Good. Good God. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was amazing. That's a good one, Jeannie. That's a good one. Oh, fuck. Changes. Oh, man. Brits hate me. The Brits hate him, huh? All right. Sneeko is hanging on to a cash cow, and Yee needs a friend. That's 100%. We are all stupider for having watched that. I'm sorry, Luck Dragon. Sometimes you guys come here, and sometimes it's just not a good thing. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. All right. Well, I see your lost brain cells, and I raise you 50 more. Okay? Because we're going to watch Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right?
I love Tesla.
We're going to watch Marjorie Taylor Greene now. Oh, this is like the gauntlet. This is like getting yourself ready for all that is coming, guys. I am strengthening your brain cells. This is like CrossFit for your brain cells. You start with Piers. You go to Sneeko and Kanye. Then you hit Marjorie Taylor Greene. And next we go Kristi Noem. And we're going to finish it all off with Bill Maher. This is like Army Ranger training for your brain cells. You know, they're doing the little fucking jump and the swing, the fucking over the top and pull the rope. You know, all of those things. That's what's happening right now, you know.
I love Tesla.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. All right, so this is Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to apparently get something from the Abrasio Garcia thing into record and loses her shit because I think they tell her no. I'm going to guess they tell her no. Here we go.
People are hurt on your watch.
Gentleman's time has expired. I now recognize...
Mr. Chairman, sorry. I ask unanimous consent to enter for the record. One of our colleagues had asked if there was evidence if the so-called...
No, that's in the next video, Marjorie. Stop. That's a spoiler alert, Marjorie. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're not going to watch Marjorie first because she's going to spoil it. Fucking Marjorie, dude. Okay, we're going to watch this one first. All right? This is Kristi Noem talking about said picture. So first we watch Kristi Noem talking about said picture. Then we'll watch Marjorie Taylor Greene because she's going to spoil it.
Swalwell for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. You have an important job. I think you have one of the most important
Ruins
jobs
everything.
in the cabinet. Thank you for doing it. I want you to have credit.
I'm going to be honest. For like half a second, I thought Donald Trump was actually standing over that guy's head, holding up that picture.
I love Tesla.
I thought just for a second that's what was going on.
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or in some other way.
Ability and be taken seriously as you do the job. And so I want to put to rest this question about Mr. Garcia in this photo that the president posted on April 21. Madam Secretary, you agree?
It says MS13 right there. Why can't you just agree with me? Why can't you just agree with me?
That the letters MS and the number 13 in Times Roman numeral font, that they are...
Times, he knows what the font is.
doctored on this photo, right?
Congressman Abrego Garcia.
No, I'm just asking about this photo.
It wasn't based off of tattoos. It was based off an entire case.
And I'll accept that
case against him.
For the purpose of this question. You agree, though, that this is doctored. Is that right?
The same protocols that are...
God, she's so fucking annoying. Oh, I can't wait for the Nuremberg trials. They're going to be amazing. God, it's going to be so good. You know how good the streaming is going to be during the trials, guys? Stick around, guys. Stay subscribed. Don't leave me because I watch Piers Morgan videos with Kanye and Sneeko. Please don't unsubscribe because I promise you, when the trials happen, this stream is going to be amazing.
Madam Secretary, I want you to have credibility, and I want you to be taken seriously. Is this doctored or is it not doctored?
I am taken quite seriously.
Is it doctored or not?
Ma'am, no one takes you seriously. There's not like a single person with any fully functioning brain cells left that takes you seriously.
With the importance that the president has given me to do
I understand.
my job.
Is it doctored or not
One thing
doctored?
that's important to remember is that every single time a case is built.
Madam Secretary, I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I have a bullshit detector. I'm just
Oh, fuck, that's amazing.
asking you, is this doctored or not doctored?
Sir, the protocols in the case built against.
Can you
Diego
answer the
Garcia-
question?
She's like, dude, if I say right now that that isn't doctored, I'm going to be fired.
We're exactly the same.
Madam Secretary,
I don't have
you're-
any knowledge as to that photo you're pointing to.
Okay, can you
I
take
don't,
a,
sir.
can you show her the photo?
Wait, she doesn't have any knowledge of that photo? What? Wait, is that what she just said? Hold on.
I don't have any knowledge as to that photo you're pointing to.
What? What? Dog, everybody has knowledge of that photo. People that don't know shit about politics have knowledge of that photo.
Okay, can you
I
take her?
don't, sir.
Can you show
I-
her the photo? Walk her the photo down there. No, that one.
Oh, fuck. That is amazing.
I got buddies who died face down in the muck so that you and I could enjoy this family restaurant.
Please take a look at this photo. It was tweeted by
It's
the
a
president
photo of
on
a
April
photo.
21. It's been hanging out there for about a month.
So what is your point?
My question is the numbers and the letter MS-13. Could you look at the photo, please? It's right in front of
Are
you.
you saying Abrego Garcia is not a wife beater?
No, ma'am.
That he's not a.
Oh, these people. I couldn't be in Congress because I'd fight a motherfucker like almost immediately. Like it'd take me all about 15 seconds to be like, you know what? I'm coming over. I'm coming over the top. Like I'm climbing over the desk and let's just have this out right here. Like we're going straight to the parking lot, right? Like I'm like, we gotta do this because we can't do this no more. Like, you know, choose your champion, fight yourself, whatever you got. Like, I don't pistols or rapiers. That's what I got.
Criminal.
Ma'am,
He's not a human trafficker, and he's not a member of MS.
You vouched for Mr. Garcia when
You're
your team
vouching
said,
for him.
ma'am, you vouched for him when you said he was mistakenly deported.
Sir.
I didn't vouch for him.
I did not say
In that
he
photo,
should have been deported. Absolutely.
It's so
There was
telling
never a
that you
mistake
won't look at the
to deport
photo.
him, and we will not. To be bringing
Was
him back
it
to
doctored or not?
in staying here. If
Can you
he
look
comes
to
back
your
the
right
country, he
at
would
the
be-
photo in front of you? Madam Secretary, can you look to the right at the photo in front of you?
I have seen.
Can you imagine being the people sitting in there? I'm not talking about the other Congress people because they know about this bullshit, right? Like all these guys in the back, they all know what's going on. But imagine just being some of the normal ass people that are just like sitting up front, that they take notes and shit like that. They're like, is this real? Is this lady fucking real? What is going on? Like we sit back from all the way out here watching this shit and we're like, man, things are bad. Can you imagine being in the same room with these people and you're like, oh shit, we are doomed.
This photo as you held it behind your head.
Thank you. And
Congressional
the
beatdown
letters
boxing
MS
ring.
and the numbers 13, are those
No, I'm letting
doctored
Liz-
or not?
Testimony today is on a doctored
Man,
photo.
that-
You don't want to talk about the facts.
Okay,
The
so
importance
you-
of our national security.
Just say the fucking photo is doctored and then be like, now we can talk about this other shit.
You acknowledge it was
Do to
doctored.
make sure that the United States is protected.
Madam Secretary,
from
this is not a
violent
hard question.
criminals?
Are those doctored or not?
Sir,
Is that actually on his hand or not?
This is unbelievable to me that you're focused.
It is very unbelievable.
Unbelievable to me
photo
that you
that you
can't
think-
look at the photo and tell the
I
American
looked at
people.
the photo, but I don't have any knowledge as to this photo.
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Okay, so it's been hanging out there for 4 weeks. You are one of the chief law enforcement officials in the country. What have you done to investigate whether the president misrepresented the reason that that person has been detained?
Sir,
have
we
you
spend our
done
time-
anything to try and figure out whether that was doctored or not?
The mission of the Department of Homeland Security is to secure our nation and to make sure that we're out there.
She's like, look, I'm trying to make people racist, okay? Like, these questions that you're asking are really getting down to a deeper subject, which Donald Trump has told me that I am not allowed to talk about. look, we're supposed to be making people racist against anybody that doesn't look like them, potentially even people that do look like them. That was the task that Kristi Noem was given. And I don't have anything in my brain except for Donald Trump's dinky. And at the end of the day, sir, there is absolutely no fucking way that I am going to say those words to you because Donald Trump will 100% Mike Waltz my ass.
They're going after those that are the worst of the worst, the criminals, the bad actors. Abrego Garcia.
So the answer is you've done nothing to correct the president.
Member of MS-13, a wife beater and a human trafficker that should never have been in this.
Then bring him back and prove it. You won't, because you know you can't. Holy Jesus, these people. Bro, there are enough people out there, on the left even, that would be like, oh, okay, you guys proved it. You brought him back. You proved it. You still can't deport him to El Salvador, because that's literally violating a judge's order that says he can't be deported to El Salvador. But now you can deport away, my friend. Send him to Guatemala. They won't do that because the dude didn't do any of the shit that they said he did. I don't know if you guys watched. I watched that Jesse Waters fucking video where he's like, this proves that he was trafficking. It doesn't prove shit. The fucking cop that pulled him over, when the other cop shows up and he's like, you know what you got here? You got a trafficker. And the guy's like, really? Like, watch the fucking video. The guy's like, really? And he's like, yeah, that's guarantee you right now. Pull them out of the car. They've got toothpaste and toothbrushes in their pocket. And then they claim there's a call to Biden's FBI. But it's crazy enough. There's no audio. There's no audio at all. That's so weird. That's really a strange coincidence that there is audio this whole time. And then he supposedly makes a phone call about this gentleman being a trafficker. And there's no audio. Wow, that's really weird. That's a strange coincidence. Bring him back, put him on trial, show the man's everything you talked about. You're not going to do it because you know you're full of shit. You know you just want people to be racist. You know you just want people to be fearful. You know you just want people to be hateful and angry. Because that's the plan.
Country to begin with.
So, Madam Secretary, thank you, Mr. Burnett. 2 weeks ago, your agency deported a 4-year-old American citizen in a stage 4 cancer battle. What are you doing to get him back to the country so he can get
He said, okay, we won't talk about the picture anymore. Let's talk about the 4-year-old you deported.
His treatment?
Congressman, this mother wished to keep her family together and to...
Do you guys know what happened with that? Well, I don't know if it's that one. Maybe it was a different one. But you guys know what happened with the one kid. So a lady got deported. I want to say she had 2 kids, actually. So this is probably a different story because there's so many. And the 2 kids were being held by ICE. They notified the father that if he wanted to come get them, he could. But then they told him if he did come get the kids, that he as well would be arrested and deported. We live in a weird fucking time, guys. This is like some strange shit. It ain't none of it fucking normal. None of it.
Take her child with her. So as every single person is given the opportunity to, medical
Troy,
care is given throughout
be
the
deported
process.
there. There's literally a fucking judge's order that says
was
he
confirmed
can't.
in their home country so that it would continue. And those treatments and whatever needs were needed to be had into the future were confirmed to be provided there before.
That child's home country is the United States.
Brother, you are either for the rule of the Constitution or you are not. Okay, and the Constitution says the judiciary rules that section. And they determined he can't go be fucking deported to El Salvador. And yet he was deported to the only place that this dumbass administration could not deport him to. The only fucking place. That's how bad this administration is. They could have deported him anywhere else in the goddamn world. They sent him to El Salvador. The one place that there was a judge's decision that he could not be deported to. So you are either for the Constitution or you are not.
Do you believe you have a right to deport a U.S. citizen?
That mother chose to keep her family together, and that is what President Trump is focused on.
That's not the facts of the case.
Yes, it is the facts.
Madam
This
Secretary,
mother
moving on,
confirmed that she wanted to
do
keep
you
her
have a
child
right
with her, and our families and parents are given that ability to keep their children with them when they return to their home countries.
Madam Secretary, do you have a right to deport a U.S. citizen?
No, we do not deport U.S. citizens and have not
Did you deport a U.S. citizen?
Except the 4-year-old that we just
No,
referenced.
that mother chose to keep her child with her, and that is her prerogative, and the law was followed in allowing her the opportunity to do that.
So, Madam Secretary, I'm a former prosecutor. I have put people away for life sentences who are gang members. I don't need to wear costumes to show how tough I am. What makes me different from you is when I put those individuals away, I did it with the weight of the law behind me. And I yield back.
Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields.
I ask unanimous consent to enter an article from Fox 45 that states documents reveal a second...
Marjorie's trying to ruin it again! Hold on, Marjorie. We're going to get to that. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just yelling at you for the fun of it, Troy. It's okay. We're all learning together, bro. And also, nothing surprises me anymore. All right. Now, Marjorie. Now it's your turn, Marjorie. Now you can go ahead and do your part. Marjorie always needs to be the middle of the spotlight. She needs it in her life.
People are hurt on your watch.
Gentleman's time has expired. I now recognize...
Mr. Chairman. Sorry. I ask you.
Dude, Manny says, so why aren't we deporting Melancholy Melania? That bitch's papers aren't valid for shit. They lied to us about a genius visa when she was actually smuggled in by a known sex trafficker. The reason, look, you better not give Donald Trump any ideas after that biographer just came out and said that they don't have a traditional marriage where Melania even lives with Trump or stays in the same place as Trump. Like, you give Donald Trump ideas, he'd be like, I had to deport you. I'm really sorry. Now I've got Carolyn Levitt. Carolyn Levitt is now at my house all the time. You know, she says she really likes the Trump. She says she likes the caboose. She likes how big it is. Sometimes she changes my diaper. Sometimes she gives me a baby bottle. Can you see Trump fucking breastfeeding off of Carolyn Levitt like Homelander, dude, from The Boys? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Unanimous consent to enter for the record. One of our colleagues had asked if there was evidence if the so-called Maryland man, Maher Abrego Garcia, was MS-13. According to the...
She said so-called Maryland man. These people are so fucking like basic. Why does anybody think these people are like even slightly fucking intelligent? This is why I'm just like, I think I should just move to Canada. I feel like overall, these people have ruined any chance of Americans ever being seen as being good, honest, honorable people. We're done. You look, we have a very torrid, embarrassing history. Okay. And we were doing some work, guys. We were working on that. We were chipping away. We were trying to make people be like, oh, look, these guys they're not bad. You know, they've done some dumb shit. Their ancestors, you know, they did some dumb shit. But hey, whose ancestors didn't do dumb shit, okay? And we're doing good. We were really working our way into, like, the esteem of our fellows. We were going to be like, imagine traveling places and people not thinking, this guy might have voted for Trump. I should probably not drive anywhere near him because he could make a bad decision at any moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where we're at now, is I need to be concerned that everywhere I go now, if anybody recognizes that I'm from America, that they're going to think that I'm going to do something stupid at any moment. And that really hurts my heart.
The Attorney General of the United States, she posted that the evidence shows Maher Abrego Garcia has repeatedly been identified as a member of...
Wait. Midas. Midas Kevin Anderson, my favorite joke. You know what's under a pony's tail? A horse's ass. Got her!
MS-13 by a Maryland County Police Gang unit, which I introduced for the record, a reliable, confidential informant, ICE officers, an immigration judge agreed, and an appellate board.
No, so let's fucking moron-splain what Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying. So, first of all, Kilmar Abreu Garcia has never, ever actually been fully identified as being a MS-13 member. Being a person that grew up around MS-13 members, I can tell you, Kilmar Abreu Garcia does not fit the stereotype of being an MS-13 member. MS-13 is a nasty fucking gang. It is not a gang where you walk around with just knuckle tattoos. That's not how it works. He was arrested for loitering in front of a Home Depot while looking for work. Two of the people that were with him supposedly were MS-13 members. One of them was not. And then there is Abreu Garcia. He was wearing a Bulls hoodie and a Bulls hat. So they identified that as being MS-13 merchandise. Yeah, if that's MS-13 merchandise, I grew up with every person I know as an MS-13 member. Because you know how many people when I was younger wore fucking Bulls merchandise? All of them. Every one of them. Every single person. So there's just massive amounts of MS-13 members in my clique. The people I knew. All of them. All of them. Gang members. Not to mention that they can't even settle on just saying he is part of the gang. They claim that he was a leader. Now, their only information that they have is from an informant that they called and asked if they thought that he was a gang member. An informant that has all the reason to say, yeah, sure, why not? Fucking helps me out. Makes whatever sentence I'm trying to get less. So he says, sure, why not? It wasn't determined by two judges. The judges accepted that evidence in the case of whether or not they would release him on bond. He wasn't found guilty of being a gang member. That's not how any of this fucking works. You don't get found guilty of being a gang member. It's not a criminal offense. You have to, if it was a criminal offense, if it was a misdemeanor or a felony, it would have been on his criminal record. He does not have a criminal record. He had a clean criminal record. He wasn't found guilty of being in a fucking gang. What they determined was because the informant said that, yes, he was in a gang, which is fucking hearsay, then they determined he might be a risk to the community, so they determined not to let him out on bond. But what they did do was determine that he could not be deported to El Salvador and that he could stay in the country as long as he followed the rules and reported to ICE, which he did for multiple years, getting a job, taking care of his kids. I don't know if he is a good fucking husband. I don't know if he is a good fucking father. But what I do know is all the shit I actually read in the documents. I didn't take this from some fucking YouTuber. I didn't take it from Marjorie Taylor Greene. I went and read the arrest documents. I went and read the Supreme Court document. I went and read the judge's decisions. And not a single fucking one of them was like, this guy's a gnarly gang member and he shouldn't be let out into society. They literally let him out into society. This is why fucking I can't do this anymore. This is why I refuse to engage with Trump supporters unless I am making fucking fun of them. Because if you are that much of a piece of fucking shit, that you would sit there and say that a person does not deserve due process that has absolutely no fucking criminal record, then you're either fucking stupid or you're an asshole. You're probably stupid and an asshole. That's why I can't do this shit anymore.
agreed.
Without.
So you have, is that a court order? Well, I object.
He was picked up for loitering, Troy. He was not charged with loitering. He was not found. It's not a criminal offense. It's a fine. It's a ticket. You know that, right? Hold on. You know that, right? It's like, no, it's not. An arrest is not a criminal record. You know how long my record would be if arrest was a criminal record? Arrest is not a criminal record. What? An arrest is not a criminal record, dog. Oh my God. Have you ever been arrested? You know how many times I've been arrested? Do you know when they run a background check on me, I have no criminal record? Do you know how many times I've been arrested? Jesus Christ.
No, she can put anything she wants in the record. She's not complying to your request.
You have to be convicted of a crime.
She asked for unanimous consent.
Okay, so you're objecting to her putting that into the record?
I am objecting subject to a clarification. Is that a court order that establishes that he's a member of MS-13?
An immigration judge agreed that he was MS-13.
For bail reasons.
For bail.
Hold on.
Don't misrepresent.
Hold on.
A judge.
Hold on, my brain.
Everybody pause. We're going to let one person talk at a time. You ask a question. Answer the question, please.
According to the Attorney General of the United States, she informed the country that an immigration judge agreed that your Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, is MS-13. An appellate board agreed.
That's not how they determine. It was determined for the bond, whether or not he should be allowed out on bond, or if there was a potential for him to like run or to harm somebody. Like, this is the problem with this, is that people don't understand how any of this shit works. Like, if it's determined, right, that you might run, that doesn't mean that you will run. That doesn't mean that you would run, but it has been determined that there's a chance that you would. The same thing goes when they're talking about him being a gang member. There is an informant who says, yes, he is a gang member. So they go, that's enough of a reason to not offer you bond. That's how this fucking works. And this is, like I said, this is why this drives me nuts.
Agreed. ICE officers
are misstating what the
reliable
Mr. Goldman, the clock is not
right.
yours right now. She has the floor. Please continue answering the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A Maryland County
She's not answering the question, sir.
No, she's going to answer the question, and then you can object to her answer.
Make sure that she answers the question?
Finish answer. You just said, please finish your answer.
A Maryland County Police gang unit agreed that he's MS-13. A reliable confidential informant agreed that he's MS-13. ICE officers agreed that he's...
Troy, you're not understanding the difference between a record of your crimes that you have committed and whether or not you've been arrested. If I had a criminal record, I have zero criminal record, but have been arrested over the age of 18. By the way, when you're under 18, if you have juvenile charges, when you're over 18, your record can be expunged and sealed. If you're not understanding that there is a difference between like what is used for a background check, right? A background check would be something where they run for like when I were talking about guns the other day. I wouldn't be able to purchase a gun with a record of arrests. Well, maybe not. In California, actually, I can't say that that's true. I don't know. But I'm from California, and you guys think that every fucking anything at all would keep me from buying a gun. So sure, why not? My guy. Saying a person was arrested is different than saying a person was committed of a crime or committed a crime and was found guilty of it. It's two different things. Two completely fucking different things. Yeah. Yeah, convictions. Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
He's MS-13. An immigration judge agreed that he's MS-13. An appellate...
That's right. This is why people are fucking losing their shit on you, dog. Jesus Christ. Why does it matter? Holy fuck, dog. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sometimes you guys, like, you can't understand why people get annoyed with you. He didn't commit a crime. He doesn't have... here you go. Here you go, dog. Here you go. For you, bud. For you. He has never been convicted of a crime. Okay? He's never been... So, just so semantically, we're on the same page. Okay? Just so we're on the same fucking page. He's never been convicted of a crime. Regardless of the fact that none of that fucking matters. Every person in this fucking country deserves due process, regardless of whether or not you fucking think that they're a bad person. Jesus fuck, dude. I'm losing all faith in you right now, bud. You're fucking... I thought you had like 3 brain cells. And you're arguing over whether or not an arrest is a conviction, dog. Jesus Christ, my dude. This is not fucking rocket science. And this is also the same reason I hate fucking debating with people. The end outcome of all of this is whether or not a fucking person deserves due process. Does this person deserve due process? That's it. That's it. Arguing semantics and arguing down to like, well, you know, he was arrested once, so that's pretty much the same thing as being convicted of a crime. No matter how fucking dumb that sounds, you still have to get to the point where you have to answer the fucking question, do all people get due process? You are driving me up a fucking wall with that shit. All right, back to... I'm already dealing with Marjorie Taylor Greene's fucking dumbass. I don't need to fucking be arguing over the fucking definition of whether or not a conviction equals a clean or a criminal record, or if you've been arrested for loitering, even if not processed as a crime. That's...
Yeah, can you make sure that she answers the question?
Finish answer. You just said, please finish your answer.
A Maryland County Police gang unit agreed that he's MS-13. A reliable confidential informant agreed that he's MS-13. ICE officers agreed that he's MS-13. An immigration judge agreed that he's MS-13.
This is just like arguing with Troy about this shit right now.
An appellate board agreed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, your Maryland man, is MS-13.
Okay.
I object.
Have the floor. What do you want to say?
I object because she is misstating the record and the facts. That is not accurate, and therefore I object to that being introduced. There's sir, can I explain? You let her go on.
Go ahead.
There is no final court order establishing that he's a member. Maybe he is. So you should put all that evidence before a judge, and if he is MS-13, he should...
Trey, let me explain to you why you can't say things like, it's all right, friends, we see things slightly differently on this, no big deal. This is why people... So the other day, in fact, I'll tell you guys a story. I had a dream last night, a really funny dream, okay? I had a really funny dream where I was talking with this person, and I just came from somebody else's house. And they were smoking a joint, and I was hanging out by the pool with them, and they said, you know, all so-and-so, I can't remember who was. These old people in my dream, I don't think I've ever met them in my life. He said, you know, all it is he just wants to be able to hang out and talk about these things again. And when I woke up, I kind of thought about that, and I was like, That's kind of funny. That's something I see on the internet when people talking about politics with each other again. And I've seen people say this on the internet. They've said, man, I just wish that we could get back to a time where we could all sit around and talk about politics and not everybody lose their mind. And that's always coming from a Trump supporter. You know why it's always coming from a Trump supporter? Because they say shit like what you just said. When you say things like, it's no big deal, we all just see things mildly differently, we're talking about an incredibly important subject. I know that in the end, you're just wanting to argue about whether or not a criminal conviction, the lack of a criminal conviction equals a criminal record, or if a civil, being arrested for a civil offense equals being a criminal record. I get that. I understand that that's what you're saying. But for everybody else in the room, Troy, everybody else is arguing a completely different topic. And that topic is whether or not due process is important in defining whether or not any person, regardless of immigration status or citizenship, should get due process while in America. And this is why people can't sit down with Trump supporters and have these conversations anymore, because somebody on the left will say something like, it doesn't really matter what you think the definition of criminal record is, or whether or not loitering should be considered a criminal offense. What we're talking about is whether or not that person and all people deserve due process. And every Trump supporter goes, yeah, but you got to understand that he doesn't have a clean criminal record. For all intents and purposes, yes. Yes, he does. And if you contacted the police department, they would tell you he has a clean criminal record. I know that because judges have said he has a clean criminal record. This is why we can't sit and have these conversations anymore. Is because you tend to take these opinions that, like, it's all good, we just disagree on this really small thing. We're not disagreeing on small things anymore. We're not disagreeing on whether or not our federal tax money is being used in the correct way. We're not disagreeing on whether or not the immigration system needs to be revamped by putting a wall up or by putting more justices in the system. We are now arguing over whether or not people can be deported from the country without due process. And that's not something that you can just say, we just disagree a little bit on this, so it's all good. Most people are going to be like, fuck that. No, we're not. You know what I'm saying? But do you see, Troy, what I'm saying is in saying what the way you're talking about it. And look, it's chat. So it's clunky. It's clunky. That's where people lead to these bad conversations, is arguing over these semantic points. Like I said, a judge says he has a clean criminal record. I'm going with that. Multiple judges say he has a clean criminal record. I'm going with that. There's no proof that he's ever been convicted of a crime. I'm going with that. But even with all that being said, none of it matters because the real conversation is about due process. And we get off in the weeds in this shit. And then we start talking about something that I'm like, and like I said, I don't like debating because I'm like, why the fuck are we talking about this small point instead of talking about the real reason that we're even having this conversation? It drives me nuts. But I'm just trying to help out here. If people really want to have conversations, then you need to start the conversation by saying, I legit understand that due process is very necessary for all citizens in America, and I understand how that slippery slope could lead to American citizens getting deported without due process, and I don't think that's a good thing. Now, on the other hand, I don't know that he had a clean criminal record, but it doesn't really matter. Right?
Be
I'm
deported.
wrong all the fucking
time. That's what we're talking about, but you're misstating what all of that evidence is.
No, I think I'm going to make a point here. You basically just read what the Attorney General said, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't.
Yeah, Pam Bondi.
Assert that this was a court order, did you? Did you
Pam
assert that
Bondi
this was a
said
court
that.
order?
I read the Attorney General of the United States.
And you have a right on our committee to submit for unanimous consent or a vote if we want to put it to a vote. This for the record, correct? Is that it?
Yes.
That is correct. Okay,
Mr. Chairman,
she has a right.
Can I review what she is submitting?
No, she can submit something to this committee.
But it matters that she just said she represented exactly what the Attorney General said. She has a document there. I would like to see that document.
Let's make a copy
to
for
see if
everybody,
her
and we'll vote on.
Make a copy for everybody.
Hold on just a second. We're going to hold. You're calling for the question? We're calling for the question. The clerk, we're going to need to set. Hold on just a second. Brief recess.
Please, let's get this on this door.
We gotta go on recess. We should on a recess while I was ranting.
All right, there's
Mr. Higgins, I'm just asking to see the document.
I have the floor. All right, so we have
the mic
a
popping is killing
motion
me.
to vote on the submission of this for the record. That's all that has been stated. And
I have a parliamentary inquiry, sir.
Do not interrupt me again.
Oh.
We are on the vote on whether or not this can be entered into the record. A motion has been made, and we will vote on that motion. All of those in favor.
I have a parliamentary inquiry before we vote, sir.
Mr. Ranking Member.
It's our request that we object. And in the middle of the objection, you consider a motion, which...
He was done talking about Mr.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. You stopped him from talking.
I just have a parliamentary inquiry.
A parliamentary inquiry. Okay, go ahead. You have the floor.
Is
Dude,
it
he
the
just got
procedure
chastised.
of this committee that someone who is making an objection to the admission of evidence cannot review that evidence before we vote on it?
Yeah, the content is irrelevant to the motion, and the motion has been made to vote on the submission for the record.
The content is irrelevant? I mean, that's what I'm objecting to.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
If she is accurate in what her representation is, I will withdraw my objection. I just need to see the document.
Somebody walk the thing over there and let him read it. I mean, get to the bottom of this quickly. We'll hold on your vote.
This is why our government doesn't work. This is something we can agree on, right?
Mr. Chairman, given that this is a tweet from the Attorney General that is effectively, I believe, consistent with what Ms. Taylor Greene says, I withdraw my objection.
Gentleman withdraws his objection. I now recognize...
It's a tweet.
Who's up?
Oh my God, we're putting tweets into the fucking record. Oh, I'm done. I can't do this shit no more. This shit drives me nuts. Look, and this is what I'm saying. There's just fucking logical conclusions that every fucking one of us should be able to come to, and it drives me nuts. I'll do you a solid on this one. There are people on the left that make assertions to certain things that also drive me nuts. The other day I was talking to my daughter, and I was talking about, I don't remember why. Oh, I was talking about people that can make a lot of money and do good things with it. And I said, Taylor Swift's a good person. At least she seems like it. I don't know that. It just seems like it, right? And she said, well, she's pretty good, except for I think there's like one thing that she doesn't do good, and that's like, I think she has her own private jet. And I said, you know what I really, really dislike about the left sometimes? Is when the left nitpicks one little thing. And they say, you know, there's this person, and they're a really good person, but, you know, fuck them for riding around on a private jet. I don't like that, because everybody has flaws. I have flaws. I make mistakes. I'm wrong. I'm incorrect, right? So I don't like it when everything that we talk about can't have this logical basis that we all know what we're trying to get to, and instead somebody wants to derail it down to this one small thing. So that way we never get to the conclusion, because the reason that conclusion you don't want to get to it, whether it's you or that person on the left talking about Taylor Swift, is that we're going to end up saying Taylor Swift actually seems like a good person, regardless of the fact that she flies around on a jet and is a private jet and it's kind of bullshit because if she believes in climate change, then that's probably wrong for her to do. On the other end of it, just like with this shit, it's like, let's use the plane Trump's getting thing, right? We should all be able to agree that people shouldn't be taking bribes from foreign countries, right? Especially since, obviously, he just went over there and signed a bunch of agreements with them right after they promised to give him a $400 million plane, right? Like, we should all be able to agree that that's not right. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, left or right, if it was Joe Biden getting a $400 million plane, it shouldn't be happening. If it's Donald Trump, it shouldn't be a $400 million plane. But the way this conversation normally goes would be, so Joe Biden can give his son a job at Burisma, but Trump can't get a plane for $400 million? Are those two things similar? Are they analogous? Sure. Are they same? Are the same? Do we need to now get into the weeds about whether or not his son getting a job somewhere is the same as a plane, or can we just fucking agree that a $400 million plane getting given to a president is bad? Because if we can, then we can also talk about why, though it may not be against the Constitution, but I also agree, and you can, if you don't believe me that I believe this, there's a video that I made probably 2 years ago talking about the Hunter Biden laptop, watching a Jordan Klepper video, where I said this. I said, though it may not be illegal for Joe Biden to get his kid a job in Burisma or whatever the fuck it is, I feel like it's shitty, but I also can't say I wouldn't do it for my kid. I'm like, morally, is it a great thing to do? Probably not. Is it illegal under the law? It isn't. Now, in the Constitution, it does fucking say you're not supposed to be taking $400 million planes from foreign countries. But like I said, when we try to have these conversations where we all know that what we're talking about is this one big thing, and we want to play whataboutism, or we want it like if you said to me, don't you think it was bad that Obama bombed Afghanistan with drones as much as he did and innocent people died? And I said, well, Trump's done that too. That would also be bullshit, right? I should be able to answer the question, yes, I do agree with you that Obama did bomb Afghanistan, did take the lives of innocent civilians, and I'm not okay with that. Now, if the beginning of the conversation was, I say to you, Trump has bombed Syria, Trump has bombed Yemen, and you say, but Obama, now it's no longer valid. Now it's back to the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I'm trying to help people. I don't know why I'm trying to help people have better conversations. It's almost like I care that one day it would be fucking better if human beings could learn to fucking talk to each other. But the elephant in the room, no matter what it comes to, is Trump. Because the polarization that we are currently dealing with was intentionally created by Trump. And avoiding that topic like it's the fucking plague, because then you feel like you're going to be wrong on everything else, is the real elephant in the room. It's why we can't have these sit-down conversations. Because regardless of how fucking crazy it was under Bush and how much people like hated each other and everything, I still knew conservatives that talked to Democrats and still had conversations about it. Regardless of how much certain conservatives hated Obama, there were still people talking. But Trump knew, because Trump was a WWE guy. Trump knew that the one thing that he had to do was get people that never vote, that are easily controlled, off the couch and into the voter booths. And he did that using the most divisive tactics he possibly could. And that has created this incredibly polarized political situation. And until we deal with the elephant in the room when it comes to conservatives, and we say, the reason we can't have the conversation with you that we want to have with you is because the person that you vote for literally wants us to hate you and you to hate us, then we're never going to have those conversations. So like I said, I don't know why the fuck I'm trying to help anybody. What up, LB? LB in the house. What up, J-Rum? You get what I'm saying, Troy, right? I know I freak out. I rant. I am an angry ginger. So I don't want anybody to take what I'm saying to Troy and run with that. That's me. That's how I do things. And I'm also a person, you guys will hear me with my own stepbrother who's in here. Well, I'll go, are we this fucking stupid? I can't believe this shit. But I know him. And I know he's a good dude. I also know he didn't vote for Trump. But but I know that he means well. And I know that he's not like these people that are the ones that are in my comments on my live clips videos. I know that he's a better person than that. And I trust him to get better and understand and move on and become better educated. And he's the type of person that'd pull over on the side of the road and fix your fucking tire for you, you know? So we just got to get to a point. I was thinking about a show where you have a conservative and you have a Democrat, and they have to start from a point of agreement and then work their way back. Because like I said, that's why I fucking hate debates, is it feels like you never get to the point where there's a solution in the end, right? Debates are just clicks and views and for like people to drama watch, right? And really, I think the best thing that could happen for America is starting from taking the plane is the wrong thing to do, and then work your way back from there and say, these are my grievances with you saying that he can't take it, or these are my grievances with you saying that he can take it. But we both agree in general that overall he should not be taking it. And then work your way back. I think that would be a good idea for a show. I appreciate you, Troy. I know that you're here to talk to people. I know you're here to learn and to also give pushback. So, when I get given pushback, I fight back. So, all's fair, man. All's fair. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene not keeping me exactly in a place where I'm exactly the most patient. Let's watch Krystal Ball. All right. Because Kyle Kulinski looks like he's an extremely happy husband here. He looks like he's a real proud husband. All right? And I know that. I know that feel. Okay? So I wanted to watch this video strictly because I like that Kyle looks like he's happy for his wife and proud of his wife. So I think we should watch this because I think it's just probably a cool video to watch of somebody supporting their significant other.
Now, I don't have a TikTok, y'all, but I will say I'm a fan of TikTok, and I really like it because it's a way for things that people like to get recycled and get new life. So, for example, there were some songs I liked that came out, and I was one of very few people who listened to it when it came out, and then like 2 years later, it randomly blows up, and you hear it on the radio and shit, and the reason it blew up is because somebody did some TikTok with it. The TikTok went viral, and people went, oh, what song is that? I like that song, and then it has second life. That happened with some Miguel song. I don't know how many of you guys know the R&B singer Miguel, but he had a song, shit, it probably came out like 2006 or 2009 or some shit like that.
What an R&B guy.
And it was a big hit, and it was on the radio a lot back then. But randomly last year, it was all over the place again. And I was like, what the fuck happened here? And it's because there was some TikTok that had that song, and people loved it, and so it like had breathed new life into the song and made it trend again. It made it popular again. They played it on the radio again. And so I like that element of TikTok, because this is something we never had before. Usually, if it's a song or a movie or a clip or whatever, if it blows up, it just has that initial lifespan and then it just goes away and everybody just moves on, right? Now you can recycle stuff because of TikTok. Well, having said that, there's a clip that just went viral on TikTok of wife guy moment. My wife, Krystal Ball, she went on Real Time with Bill Maher and really just absolutely humiliated him where he didn't understand basic facts about something, and she ran circles around him.
Nice.
So I guess what happened is somebody posted this on TikTok.
I knew
came back up. Somebody posted it, went mega viral on TikTok, and then it made its way to Twitter, and then I was seeing it all over my feed. She was seeing it all over her feed. So I wanted to go back and listen to this because not only will you enjoy it for what it is, but I could also give you some background stuff because I was with her. I was there. And I can tell you what went on during the trip and after the trip, which you might have quite a bit of interest in. So here's the moment. This was after COVID, and they're talking about what happened during COVID, and Krystal just ends Bill Maher.
Part of this inflationary problem is because we put too much money into the economy. There's way too much government spending, and that's why we have inflation. So that's a large part of that. It's just basic economics. And
that is not basic economics. We had this thing called a pandemic.
By the way, Krystal says that's not basic economics. Just so we're clear, she has a degree in economics.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the lady who, what's her name? What is her name? I can't remember her name. But the lady who created the metric in which we use to determine whether or not unemployment has risen at a rate that will lead to a recession in the near future, which has like a 99% accuracy rate, explained this the best because she's a big fan of stimulus. And that is, when you put money into an economy that is fluttering, right? And it is put into the hands of people that will spend that money, not into the hands of the rich, not in the hands of the ultra wealthy, not in a place where people will just put that money in a bank, right? When you put that into the hands of people that will spend it, that need it, it operates in multiple different lanes. For one, it helps people to stabilize. So they can pay electricity bills, they can pay car payments, they can pay rent, they can buy food, they can pay for daycare. So that means that the economy stays up and stays open. So that's a positive. On the second end of that, it also stimulates the economy because the people that are being paid also are able to then use that money as well. Stimulus, though inflation does increase during stimulus, it's supposed to. It's not a bug, it's a feature. You are trying to heat up the economy. So when you have stimulus, you have too much money chasing too little goods. So during the pandemic, and this is probably what she's going to say right now, you had people that had stimulus, but you had supply chain problems. So if you have supply chain problems, then you don't have enough goods. So you have people with lots of money, but you don't have enough goods, which means that demand is higher, which means that prices increase. This is what I've tried to explain to people before when they're like, no, you don't understand. We're all going to be rich. No, if everybody's rich, then nobody's rich. Because if you can all afford $10,000 to pay for a car, then demand for that car goes up because it's no longer worth $10,000 because you all have that much money. Therefore, it's worth more because the next person that comes in that has more money than that has increased the value of the vehicle. This is where, once again, we get into this case of reducing things down into government print more money, government bad. It's too reductive. There's so many complicating factors when it comes to whether or not a time is the right time to put stimulus into the economy or if it's a completely wrong time. But the majority of the time, stimulus being introduced into the economy is a very good thing. And we saw the results by missing a recession, by the way. I've been screaming that into the ether for years. These people tend to be willfully ignorant about something that's simple. I don't even have an economics degree, and I know that. I don't have an economics degree either. I just know from running a business, and I also know from reading a lot of articles on these types of things, is that this is it. One of the things I've learned about government systems, the judicial system, governments in general, legislation, policy, is that it's not as complicated as people like myself think, right? So I think it's so complicated. There's no way I could learn this without having a degree. But then over this past couple of years, because of stuff like what Troy, just pushed back on me. Troy pushed back on me. That makes me have to go, okay, maybe I should be fucking looking more into this or that, right? So somebody pushes back on me in the economy or pushes back on me on stimulus. I want to be correct about it. I want to talk about it in a way that's intelligent and have the right idea and not rant like a crazy person, even though I'm going to anyways. And so I go into that. So the reason that I know these things is because I know that talking point that people have said to me, this is all Joe Biden's fault. He created the stimulus, the government printed money, the government fucked up, and that's why we have inflation. Completely not taking into account all these other things. So I start looking into it and I go, oh, this is it complicated? Is it complex? Of course it is. But is it within the realm of understanding? Yes, it is. And I spent enough time looking at it and understanding. By the way, also, Donald Trump gave massive amounts of stimulus before he left office. That's why $4 trillion comes from the CARES Act. $4 trillion of his debt came from the CARES Act. The total of $8 trillion worth of debt that Donald Trump added to the debt. But like I said, neither here nor there. That's just, once again, people just choosing to act like a set of facts do not exist. So even if Joe Biden were the person who added all of the debt and created all of the inflation, it would not be generically correct to say it was because the government printed more money. It would be because of multiple different factors that include too much money and not enough supply, creating higher prices because of higher demand. And like I said, everybody wants to reduce things down to something that leads them to be angry and hateful. That's really what it is. It's just this basic human need to drive yourself to this reductive answer that allows you to be mad about what you want to be mad about at the people that you wish to be mad at. So in this case, what it is they don't like Biden, or they think the government's corrupt, and so they want to blame the government. Therefore, inflation was caused by the government printing too much money. But let's see. Krystal might prove me wrong right here.
Nobody believed me at first, but now everyone wants one.
Sorry,
my friends
guys.
roasted me for getting scammed into buying
It won't update.
So she knows better than this dork who she's sitting next to.
That is not basic economics. We had this thing called a pandemic. We had a supply chain crisis, and by the way, there's a war in Ukraine.
It played a role. It's played a role.
So to act like the only reason we have problems now is because people got a little bit of money in their bank account is just not honest.
And a little bit of money, they got more than we spent in World War II. So you don't act like...
Hold on.
Hold on. Don't act like... You said don't act. Don't act like we had to react to the pandemic exactly the way we did. We had to spend $6 trillion.
How about the trillions that the Federal Reserve shot at Wall Street? For some reason, people don't get upset about that.
How much? What did you say?
Fueled the trillions of dollars the Federal Reserve shot at Wall Street to backstop the stock market and the bond market. No one gets upset about that, even though that was a massive
I don't know what
factor in
you're talking
inflation.
about. What do you mean shot at Wall Street?
Well,
when are we talking about?
We're talking about buying assets, buying stocks, buying bonds, buying treasury bills so that they expand the balance sheet. This is during the crisis, the coronavirus crisis. When the stock market crashed, that is what the Fed did. They went into action. They shot
but the stock market didn't crash during COVID.
Now it's crashing. It's crashing now.
It crashed, and the Fed came in and backstopped.
Wait, what? It didn't crash? Motherfucker, that's where I made money. If it didn't crash, I have a completely different memory of history.
That's what happened.
What, it crashed and we never heard about it?
No, it crashed. Go back and look at it.
I think
it fell off a cliff. The Treasury bond market stopped functioning, and the Fed took extraordinary action it's never taken in history.
Holy fuck. Hold on. Dude, Bill Maher is not this stupid. He has smoked himself stupid. Look at right there. Look at my fucking search history right now. We got slop tuber, pederastic, did Palantir work with Biden's government, can pagans wear crosses, Brett Cooper, Ben Shapiro comparison. Guys, being a slop tuber is going to make my history look so bad. COVID stock chart. God, I can't believe he's fucking saying this. That is insane. What is this? What is he saying? What is he saying? Brother! My brother in Christ! My brother in Christ! What do you think that is? The fuck you mean there was no crash? Holy shit, dog! What the fuck do you mean there was no crash? What is he high on? What the fuck is Bill Maher? What is Bill Maher smoking? Here's a good one. There's a good one. Dude, what do you mean there was no fucking... I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't know that you could... I didn't know that the government pumped all that money into the stock market. To be honest with you, I didn't know that. But I didn't know that there was a fucking crash. Did they buy GameStop? I bet they bought GameStop stock. If they didn't, they're dumb. Jesus.
Crashing now.
It crashed and the Fed came in and backstopped it. That's what happened.
What, it crashed and we never heard about it?
No, it crashed. Go back and look at it. It fell off a cliff.
When?
The Treasury bond market stopped functioning and the Fed took extraordinary action it's never taken in history.
I don't
somehow
remember
no one
that.
gets upset.
The first week of the
Somehow nobody gets upset about the rich people who got tons of money and tons of support, way more than working class people did.
Sure
but
they do.
my God, people were able to feed their kids and they had a little bit of money in their bank accounts. It was the worst thing in the world.
No.
That is one small part of the inflation story. And it is, by the way, not the only thing that we can deal with to get out of this.
How glorious was that? I like the text here too. It says Krystal Ball clobbers Bill Maher into forgetting history. I was there live, right? First of all, Bill it's embarrassing because his show, like, they stack the audience full, obviously, of as many Bill Maher fans as they can find. But they tell you at the beginning, like, all right, guys, you need to remember, this is a comedy show, and we got an applause sign, and we got a laugh sign, and when it lights up, you do your darndest to laugh and to applause.
Really?
And so it's so, like, it's all so inauthentic. No. It's all so fake and forced, and, like, they want, like, oh, yeah, clap, oh, yeah, oh, laugh, laugh, laugh. And so, like, he leans on that, right? And in this moment, like, bro, you host a political show, and you don't remember when
the stock market
the stock market fell off a fucking cliff, and there was a crisis, and, like, instantly the Fed went in there and pumped trillions. And to her point, he literally doesn't even remember it. So that's right. Bill Maher was getting mad at COVID bailouts for working Americans who were struggling and needed some relief, but he's got nothing to say about the trillions that in the blink of an eye they put it in the stock market, right? So he proves her point absolutely perfectly, bro. But look, this moment, and this is what people need to understand about this moment, right? Like I said, I was there. And I can tell you, so me and Krystal were recording, like, behind the scenes stuff, and, like, when we walked into the building and into the studio, it
was like it was when just recently when I played that Harlem versus Harvard clip. In rewatching that video while editing it, I noticed in the crowd when Trump was speaking. So I wasn't looking at Trump; I was looking at the people on the stage, or I wasn't looking at the crowd. I was looking at the people on the stage. And so I was watching their face, and I didn't recognize the reaction from the crowd, where when he starts talking, they all start looking at each other. At least a couple of them start looking at each other. Not all of them. They start looking at each other like, what the fuck is this guy saying? So you can only expect that when Bill Maher says there was no stock crash, if I'm in the crowd, I'm looking at people like, what the fuck is he talking about, man? Like I said, like, I made money during that time on OTC trades because of the fact that the market was in the toilet. Okay, I'm not some kind of fucking Warren Buffett over here. It was just easy pickings at that point because it was in the toilet. I can't believe, like, why? That's
I was recording videos and stuff, and I spliced together a little compilation after the fact, and I threw it up on YouTube. And I forget, maybe it was like a 15, 20-minute video or something, but it shows me and her at the hotel and traveling and going to the studio, and I talked to her before, and I talked to her after, and I got all these and I got some clips during the show of me and the audience recording them talking, right? And posted it. And so when we get back from the LA trip, I upload it, and like within a day, Krystal gets like an angry email or an angry text. And it's the people at Real Time. And they're like furious over the fact that we have a behind the scenes video. They're like, you know, there's some way to treat us inviting you on this show and you posting this stuff and you didn't get approval to post it and we need you to pull it down and this and that. And we're thinking like, shit, are they going to fucking sue over this like behind the scenes video? So I pulled the video down, but there is no doubt that this man was so thoroughly humiliated and embarrassed by this moment that his whole team had like a vendetta against us for, number one, her owning him, but also that video that I posted, which shows like all the behind the scenes stuff. And by the way, I should be clear, also in that video, we talk about this moment afterwards in the green room afterwards. And we're talking like, how the fuck does he not remember that? That's so crazy. You host a political show and you don't remember when the Fed took extraordinary action during COVID and shot millions at the stock market. And again, to her point, nobody complains about that. People only complain about the help that regular people got, which they desperately needed and we couldn't do without.
Yeah.
And so we were sort of like...
And so this is what I keep saying. And this is why I think one of the reasons I get frustrated, right? This is why I get frustrated. Because exactly what she said. It's so fucking crazy to hear. And I've heard this from low-income people, right? Low-income people blaming other low-income people for why we're in what we're in. As though, like, the real reason that all of this shit isn't happening, or all this shit is happening, is because of the guy next to you, the middle class person, the lower middle class person, the impoverished person. It's such a fucking crazy thing to think that it's not these people that refuse to pay a more proportionate portion of their wealth towards the upkeep of this country, that instead it's the people right next to you. Because you're not going to hear ultra wealthy people, because there's not enough of them, right, speaking about this as much as you will hear middle class and lower middle class people talking about this, blue collar people talking about this. You will more often than not hear what she's saying, or what Bill Maher was saying that she was defending against. More often than not, it's going to be blue-collar people repeating those things. Oh, the inflation was because a bunch of people got money. Yeah, you were one of them. Yeah, but I deserved it. Those other welfare queens, they're the problem, not me. You know, one of the things I was thinking about the other day is all of these people that keep saying corporations will take their ball and leave if we tax them. These are the same people that talk about tariffs as though they're a good thing. If you had a corporation that chose to take its ball and leave, that would be the proper time to tariff those motherfuckers. You would, if Walmart said to you, okay, you're going to tariff this much money, then you know what? I won't pay taxes. I'll just move out of the country. I'll move to Europe. Okay. Then we're tariffing all the goods that Walmart's getting. That's what we're going to do. And when people go, well, then Walmart will just pull all their shit, and then we won't have cheap goods from Walmart. This is a funny thing about living in California and knowing things about California that other people don't know about California. People always like to say businesses are leaving California in droves. You know the really fucking cool thing about California and having almost 40 million people in this state? We got room for you to leave. Because when people leave, when businesses leave, entrepreneurs start new businesses. And those new businesses have better chances to succeed because the bigger person in their niche has left. This is really important because, once again, people want to reduce shit down to these like really dumb, non-complex levels of big corporation get mad, big corporation leave, people suffer from that. It's not that there won't be any negative result from it. It's that in the long run, that company is going to decide that they want to be here in America. This is the whole argument that Trump and all his supporters make, that they want to be here in America. They want to be here in America. But also they believe that they'll just take their ball and leave. That doesn't make any sense. And the reality of it is that it's all just put there to once again make you fight with each other. Middle class versus middle class versus upper middle class versus lower middle class, and everybody against the impoverished. It's I don't know. To me, it's not that hard to see, man. You should be able to say to each other, like, I want you to do well, because if you do well, I do well. I want you to get stimulus during a time like a pandemic, because if you get money during the pandemic, it keeps you from being unemployed, which means you're unlikely to, or you're likely to be able to pay your rent. Therefore, you're unlikely to become homeless, because I don't like walking around there being a bunch of homeless people. Okay, then don't make people homeless. They're not that way because they want to be. I mean, the people that are homeless, that want to be, are mentally ill. And hey, maybe if we put some money into mental health, we could fix that. But it takes money. It takes taxes. And it takes cooperation within the middle class. What it doesn't take is fucking hating each other and being like, fuck that guy, he got a stimulus. Meanwhile, the government, apparently, I didn't know this, but was pumping trillions of dollars in the stock market. Okay.
Mocking him and laughing at him in the video. Like, how do you not know that? That's so crazy. And there's no doubt that his team, or maybe even him, saw that. And then we got the angry email or angry text message that was like, you got pull this down, how dare you? And there was like, you know, the implied thing was like you violated the rules of the club and you're not allowed back in and you're not on the show anymore. And it's, you know, it's like,
I couldn't believe these chemicals were on my kids' clothes. I'm a dad with 2 kids. And like any parent, I just want what's best for their health.
I can't say
okay. Like this is what we do, right? We're actual independent media. So like we record our own things, we post our own things, and that's how it works. It's not like
Victor,
I don't have a boss.
I know that it's
you know,
not
we can do whatever the fuck we want. And clearly this mindset and this approach threatens them because we're just better than them. By the way, I met Bill this time too. Afterwards, they have some little, you know, get together on the roof of the place, and we, it was me, Krystal, and you know, whoever the other guests were, and a bunch of the staffers that work on the show. And I remember distinctly, even at this time, and this was, remember, I forget what year this was, but it was before Bill had really done his full heel turn, where he snuggles up to MAGA, and he calls himself a centrist, and he does left bashing on a regular basis. And I remember distinctly in meeting him and talking to him, he brought up trans people out of nowhere. He brought up trans people, and he was shitting on trans people. And he was saying like, I'm all for oppress, but I'm not in favor of people cutting their dicks off, okay? And I remember thinking like, this guy is like motivated by wokeness hatred and trans hatred more than anything else, right? And it was very clear in meeting him. So, man, what a great clip this was. This was glorious.
That was amazing.
If you're wondering why, hey, she hasn't been invited back on after, and it doesn't look like she's going to. Well, this is why. These people truly are like little sensitive bitches. And God forbid you humiliate them, you embarrass them, you flex some knowledge that they don't have. Whoo, they do not take to it kindly. He's in a little hermetically sealed, protected bubble over there. So the idea that I'm all about conversations and discussions and debates, okay? I like free speech and open conversation. I don't like cancel culture and censorship, okay? That is such bullshit. He does the best he can to make his show a hug box, to make himself always look like he's the victor. That I know for a fact, and now you know it too. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time.
All right. That's that. I just wanted to see him actually, like, I mean, it's nice to see somebody happy and proud of their wife. That's, I mean, you should be, this is all I'm saying, is you should be proud of each other. You should, it's what makes fucking relationships work, man. It really is. And, like, that goes for everything, man. Once again, it's not about just husband and wife. It's also about just person to person. Being happy for other people around you being successful. Here, let's do this.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, I just need to play that every time I talk. Every time I talk. This is what I want to say, because what he said about the transgender thing really hits home with something that I've talked about before on here, and I'll talk about again, and then we'll call it a night. And that is this. If you want to talk to me about trans issues, I don't know a lot. I don't understand a lot. And I've had many people that were transgender that have followed me and subscribed to me, and I've talked to. I've had a friend when I first came on here, a content creator named Neve, that was trans. And I've said to many people who will say, isn't it weird, though, that they're doing this one thing? And I'll go, I don't know, because I don't know enough about transgender people. Like, does it seem weird to me, or am I into that? No, I'm not into it. But it's not me, right? Does it seem weird to me? Yeah, probably, because you know what? I'm not transgender. And that's okay, because I don't hate them for it. I don't judge them for it. I don't think they're bad people unless they do something that's bad. And I'm not one of these people that thinks that no transgender person has ever done anything bad. I think there are assholes in every group of people. I think there are white assholes. I think there are black assholes. I think there are transgender assholes. I think there are heterosexual assholes. I think there are gay assholes. And I think that there are ginger assholes. But the one thing that I do 100% know is that I don't know everything. And when you say to me something like, well, you should have an opinion on this because this is what transgender people are doing and you should be mad about it. And I'm like, I'm not mad about it because I'm not a trans person and I don't understand everything about trans people. I also don't understand everything about African American culture or Latino culture or gay culture. I know a little bit about each, right? I'm doing my best to get my fingers in each of these things and know as much as I can about all of them. But at the end of the day, I don't need to have an opinion on people having sex changes. I don't need to have an opinion on whether or not I like a dude wearing dresses or not. If you said to me, well, would you wear a dress? No. Because I'm not transgender. Would you wear a dress? No, because I don't like wearing dresses. I also don't like wearing shorts. A lot of people look at me because I'm from a fucking place that's 115 degrees during the summer, and I wear pants. There's a lot of motherfuckers out there that are like, that dude's weird. I'm okay with that. They're not me. They don't know. If I take these pants off and wear shorts, these blazingly white legs will cause car accidents. Okay? I'm doing it for the people. But I think that this is like a real fucking problem in society, is that everybody wants to have an opinion on why something is one way or the other and whether or not they like it or they don't. And oftentimes they can't be comfortable saying, well, yeah, it's not for me, But who gives a fuck if they do it? I've said this before. There's people out there that like feet. I think that's fucking weird. But you know what? That ain't for me to give a fuck about. I just don't. Look, at the end of the day, I don't want to look at feet pictures with you. All right? Just like if you're a gay dude, I'm not interested in looking at, tight butts of dudes. Although if it's Leonidas from 300, everybody's a little gay, okay? Everybody's a little gay. You know what I'm saying? Like I can be okay with that. I don't find dudes attractive. That's okay. You do. Okay, cool. Good for you. You like feet. And you're gay? Okay. Gay feet man. I just don't fucking understand it. And all this stuff is kind of getting to me at this point where it's like, God damn it, man. Everybody's just finding reasons to hate each other. Meanwhile, the one person that is benefiting the most off of this is taking a fucking $400 million plane as a bribe. And he's got fucking blue-collar people fighting over whether or not people should have due process. It's fucking mind-boggling to me. Stand up for each other. Fucking, you don't have to be okay. You don't have to like men's butts too, dude. Just support them because they're in the same fucking place as you. Because they're not currently fucking tearing apart your fucking life by stealing your tax money. You know what I'm saying? All right. Parental controls off. All right, guys. I just think it's fucking common sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm the one that's crazy. It could be possible. I'm Irish, so we all know about that dude in Braveheart.
I love Tesla.
That's true. It's all computer. All right, guys. Well, I do need a couple days off because this is my third or fourth day in a row. I think. Fourth day in a row. I can't remember. Third day in a row. I think it's only my third day in a row. But I do need to get some stuff done off stream. I do want to work on... I can't keep playing... Excuse me. I can't keep playing the same 5 soundboard quotes. I got to get some new quotes. So I got to take some time. So I'm going to take tomorrow off. And I'm going to get some work behind the scenes done. I still have an interview that I haven't edited. And I'm supposed to do an interview with the political drain on Monday as well. So I've got a lot of stuff I got to get to. And I hope I can do that. I hope I'm still your favorite slop tuber, regardless whether or not I yell and rant about shit and, say the things I do. So I hope I'm here for you. I hope I can do what I've been doing for you guys. And I hope I can keep doing it consistently. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I just want you guys to know that. So thank you all for being here, regardless of whether or not you push back on me. I like the people that are here that push back on me. I like the people that disagree with me. In all, as long as we can talk and as long as we support each other. If people are in here and they support billionaires over middle-class people, I cannot get with you and I cannot understand you and we cannot be friends. But if we are all supportive of each other and we're all on the same team, and that is team, let's get Americans to a point where everybody has health care, everybody feels good, everybody's taken care of, everybody gets to enjoy their life, everybody gets to have kids if they want to have kids, and have those kids get an education and be successful and have good lives, then we're on the same team. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And that means the next stream will be Saturday. All right, guys. See you Saturday.